So the three-step process to live the life of your dream. The very first step of the process is evaluation. So the truth is, if you don't know what makes you happy, how can you ever be happy? If you don't know what your dream life is, how will you know when you're living it? It's like the Cheshire Cat thing on Alice in Wonderland, right? Like, if you don't know where you want to go, then who cares which direction you go? This is 100% personal. It's up to you to decide what makes your dream life your dream life. I will tell you right now that for a lot of people, what makes your dream life amazing is so much more than like material stuff or even experiences. You can pick anything you want for your dream life. If your dream life is hanging out with Taylor Swift in Rhode Island in her mansion on the beach, then, and that sounds amazing to me, then that's that. Then that's your dream life. And so this is the evaluation step of picking what your dream life actually is. Evaluate, and I call it evaluate, not just like pick, because it's really helpful if you evaluate what's going on in your current life and why isn't your current life your dream life? Or is your current life your dream life? That would be very simple. If your dream life is just to be a mom and you got kids, boom, you're living your dream life. So then what else can you do to make it even better? There's nothing else you have to do. But if your dream life is to, run your own business and work for yourself, that was my dream life, then what steps are you going to take to get there? And running a business is not for the faint of heart. It's not for everyone. I'm not saying like do that. That's just what I wanted to do. I knew I would be more fulfilled and that would make me happier. So when you're picking your dream life, so back to the Taylor Swift thing. Yes, would be hanging out with Taylor Swift at her Rhode Island mansion be my dream? Yes. But in my heart of hearts, I know that that is not true happiness. I know that true happiness comes from fulfillment and true happiness comes from meaning. It comes from community. It comes from feeling alive. It comes from feeling love. And it comes from like having our basic needs met. So there is some physical comfort there, but that's what brings true happiness. So step one to living your dream life is determine what your dream life is, evaluate what is not your dream life in your current life and what could be, what do you want in your dream life in the future. Step two is commitment. So this, in my opinion, is the hardest step by far. The commitment step is the hard step. Evaluation is hard, commitment's harder, right? Like you might know that you would love to run your own business and you say, okay, I'm going to run my own business, but then you have to commit. And this is the hard part, but once you commit to your dream life, that's where the magic happens. Once you tell yourself, I'm living my dream life no matter what, I am doing anything it freaking takes to get to my goal, then that is the hard step. So like if you want to lose a lot of weight, you got to commit to that, right? You can't just kind of live the life that you were living before and, keep eating cupcakes or whatever and not working out really. Like if you want to lose weight, you got to commit. You got to make every single aspect of your life fit that goal. You got to eat right. You got to exercise right. You got to give up some stuff that you love in the amounts that you were eating it before to meet your goal. It's got to be a full commitment. You can't just commit every morning you have a healthy breakfast and the rest of the day sucks. You have to go all in. If your goal, like I knew from years ago that I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to work for someone forever and I wanted to run my own business, and I didn't have all the details planned out in my head, but I knew being self-employed was for me. I think deep down, I knew that from like high school. And then once I actually started my job, it kind of confirmed my fears. And I was like, okay, yes, being self-employed is for me. I need to run my own business. How do I do that? And I started side hustling years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. I would side hustle and work so hard after work. I would sell things on Amazon. I blogged. I worked so hard on the weekends, but in my mind, I still jumped back and forth. I was committed, but I still had those doubts in my head. I was still like, well, maybe I should just work here like until like 10 years and then I can quit. Or maybe I should just try to find jobs until I make $100,000 salary and then I can leave. Or maybe I could just see how things go. I was committed enough to try things, but I wasn't committed. It wasn't until last year, the fall of last year, the end of last year, like October timeframe, November timeframe especially, where I said to myself, I'm quitting. I'm getting out of this job. I'm committing. I knew being self-employed would make me happiest, and I was committing to being self-employed. I would do anything it took. And so what I did was I invested tons of money. I was in a business program that cost $7,500. I bought another coach for $2,500 while I was in that program. I doubled up on my investments. I spent a lot of money. I bought the tools I needed. I planned for the VA I needed. I hustled every single day after work, in the mornings, during my lunch breaks, during any breaks at work. Honestly, I guess I can say that now that I've quit a while ago. Like, any chance I got, I was hustling, and I was doing the things. I committed to myself to do the things that would move the needle. I stopped doing like, oh, I like making Pinterest graphics, so I'm just going to do that all day. And I started thinking, what is going to make me feel comfortable being self-employed? And I'm only going to do those things. So I'm only going to worry about getting sales. I'm only going to worry about making great products and being a great coach, and that's it. I didn't worry about the back end systems, which honestly, some of my back end is a little bit of a mess, but it's okay because I'm cleaning it up right now that I am self-employed and I met my goal and I'm living my dream life. Like, this is literally my dream life. I felt like it was now or never. I had to take a medical leave for some family issues going on in November, so I had about 4 weeks off of work, and I knew I would never have that much time off again in a row. Hopefully. But I was like, I knew I would never have that much time off to do anything that I could. And so I was like, I have to make this time work. If these 4 weeks don't make me money, I'll never be able to live my dream of being self-employed, because I need to prove to myself that I can do it. And so I hustled, I worked hard, and I made my first 10K month. And I know I keep talking about it, but it was such an impactful time to show myself that I committed. I'm not afraid to pay to make more money. And I did. And I paid all that money, and I made 10K that month. And I've been making thousands and more and more and more every single month after that. And I quit my job, and I'm already making more than I was in my job, even though I only quit 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago. Once I committed and I decided this is going to work for me, that's when it started working for me. When I decided, I think I want a business, and I'm going to hope it goes well, and I'm going to work, and we'll see. It didn't go as crazy great as I had hoped because I wasn't committed. So being 1,000% committed and doing anything it takes. Do you have to stay up till 3 a.m. some nights? I did that. I literally stayed up the entire night and then just went to work on 2 hours of sleep the next day because I had to finish my course. I've stayed up till 3 a.m. I've woken up at 4 a.m. I've sacrificed time with my poor fiance, or I make him stop talking to me while I'm working because it's distracting and I just need to get stuff done. So how to live your dream life. Step number 1 is evaluation. What is your dream life? What aspects of your current life are not working for you, and what aspects of a new life would work for you? Step 2, commitment. Doing anything it takes to meet your dream life and not making excuses for yourself. And then step 3, the final step in the process, is gratitude. Just because you're not living your dream life currently and you want to one day, doesn't mean that you can't appreciate what you have now. If you're not feeling happy and you're not able to be thankful for the things that are available in your own life right now, then you aren't going to ever be able to achieve a dream life, because you will never feel like it's the dream. If you're watching this right now, it's because you already live a pretty dang good life, okay? You clearly have Wi-Fi. You clearly have an iPhone or a smartphone. You clearly have Instagram. And if you have Instagram, it probably means that you have some little bit of free time in your life. It probably means that you got enough food and clothing. If you have clean water, and this is more than so many people in the world can say. And it doesn't mean our life is perfect, but there's so many gifts in our life right now that we can be appreciative for. Our lives may not be perfect, but I'm sure there are things in your life that you can be grateful for. 3 things I suggest to build out gratitude muscle. So 1, meditation, and really closing your eyes and focusing on your breath and trying to calm the mind. Thinking is great, and it's a magical gift us humans are given, but when we think too much, it becomes a disease, because literally, thinking too much is a disease because it causes anxiety and stress in the body. Closing your eyes and really focusing on your breath and nothing else, and just in, out, and really feeling that calm over your body. And when you breathe in and out and take deep breaths over and over and over, it's so calming, and it's a really great way to feel love in and love out, and you feel the love in your body even though your mind is silent, and that's connecting to your higher self. And so meditating is a really great way, even just for 5 or 10 minutes. And if it's really, really hard for you to calm your mind down, just search guided meditations on YouTube. A second thing that I definitely suggest is to write in a gratitude journal. It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to write anything crazy, but when you wake up or when you go to bed or both, I used to do it before I go to bed, but now I do it when I wake up. But I think of things I'm grateful for all the time. Right before I go to bed, I would just jot down 3 things that I was grateful for during the day. So this is an excellent reset and puts you to bed in a great mood, but it also allows you to search for the things you're grateful for during the day. The more we can practice that gratitude, the happier we are with our current life. And the law of attraction states that positive attracts positive. Positive thinking attracts positive stuff in our life. So the more positive we are, the more positivity we attract. The more grateful we are and the happier we are with things, the better things that will come into our life. It's crazy how powerful this is. And even if it doesn't attract positive things in your life, who cares? You're automatically making yourself a million times happier, or maybe like 10 times happier, because you're now looking for the positives in every day so you can write it in your journal at night. You're now reflecting on the day instead of thinking, oh, I'm dreading tomorrow. You're thinking, oh, today was not so bad. It was kind of good. You know, it's putting that reframe on your current life. Like I said, we have our basic human needs met. It's a great life we're living. We just need to appreciate it. And then, so the third way to cultivate more gratitude in your current life is when something good happens. I think it's so easy, and think about like if you, read a bunch of comments about yourself and there's 80 good ones and 1 bad one, right? You're going to focus on the bad one. But what about the 80 good ones? Like, we focus on the bad stuff so much more and focus on the negativity and focus on what's wrong in our life. And it's easy to dwell on that and it's easy to get caught up in that. But if we focus on the positive, one thing that I've been trying to do for the past year is really, really, really focus more on the positive in my life. So when something good happens, like every time a client pays me, every time new money pops into my PayPal or into my Stripe or into my bank account, whichever way, I take a moment. I don't close out the screen. I take a moment and I close my eyes and like I breathe in the money. Okay, like that sounds stupid. But I breathe it in and feel the gratitude. And I tell myself like, yeah, I'm rich. I make tons of money. Money comes easily to me. Like, I live the best life. And before I quit my job, I would say like, this is what it feels like to make money from my own business. This is what it feels like to be self-employed. And I really cultivate and I feel thankful for that money coming in. It's easy to look at $100 and be like, oh, like that's not good enough. Like, I need more. Where's the extra 900? I wanted to make $1,000 a month. It's really easy to get caught up in that. Take a moment to soak in the $100 payment and feel so excited and thankful and happy that someone trusted you enough to give you $100. Someone wanted to work with you. There's 8 billion people in the world, and someone chose you to give you $100 because you did something for them. You showed up. You were smart enough. You were funny enough. You were educated enough. You were authoritative enough. You were friendly enough. You were likable enough. Whatever it was, they trusted you to give you $100. So back to the 3-step process to live your dream life is 1, evaluation. What are you missing in your life? What do you want out of your life? 2, commitment. You have to do everything to get to that life. You have to do everything. You can't just half-ass it. You have to do everything in your power to get to that life. And then 3, be thankful for what you have now. And the more you express gratitude and positivity and happiness, the easier it will be to get to that dream life and the more of your dream life you'll feel every single day.